Hello, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to your practice tonight. We're trying this angled thing again, so I think it's working. If it's not, let me know. Welcome to a little Monday night reset, a little check-in to kickstart the week. I realized today as I was getting ready for class that it's been a few weeks since you all have been with me in my living room, so I'm happy to be back and with you all here. Um, so yeah, I don't know about the rest of you, but today just felt like a very sleepy day for me. So it's been hard to kind of get things moving. Um, Hello, Karen, welcome. So we are going to move, but this is also an invitation that if you also have had kind of a sleepy Monday, if you're just needing nap time, then by all means do the nap time thing and call it good. So, yeah, so we're gonna move a little. We'll pause a little in some shapes, just making sure that you are doing what you need and leaving what you don't. For those of you who may be new or haven't practiced with me, I'm Jaime. In the chat, if you have a blanket handy and you're wanting it for Shavasana at the end of class, just feel free to grab it and set it aside. We'll kind of wrap up at the end because of these winter months. Make me want to feel a little cozy at the end of practice. So with that, we're going to get started in a seated position. So just settling into a seat, maybe you use your blanket underneath the hips to kind of give the hips a little extra comfort. Hello, Mickey. Yay, hello. And then options tonight for hands. You can place hand over heart. If you're needing a little bit more grounded space, then you can place one hand on the heart, one hand just on the ground next to you. So whichever is kind of going to let you feel centered and connected in your practice as we begin. Just choosing what serves you. And then maybe allowing the eyes to close or the gaze to drift to the floor. And just start to settle into a little bit of stillness. And as always with our practice, just having that little moment of awareness as you start to settle into this kind of quiet space. Checking in with how the body's feeling. If there's areas that are feeling a little cranky or disconnected, just recognizing those areas in the body and what they might be needing. And then bringing that same awareness to the breath as well. And just recognizing if the breath is feeling easy and like it's creating a little bit of energy, or if it feels more like a struggle of getting nice full inhales and exhales here. And then we'll just start to settle a little more deeply into this seated shape, bringing a little more intention to the breath. Inhaling fully, filling up the belly with air. And then exhaling fully, letting it all out. Allowing this breath to have a little bit of ease to it, but still allowing it to create that energy or that momentum in the body here. We'll just sit in this shape, in this quiet and stillness for a few more rounds of breath. And tonight, for our practice, I don't have a specific intention or focus for you. So it's just an open invitation to kind of put forward what you're needing most tonight. what you might be needing to check in on or reset as you start to head into a new week. And just allowing that to settle in the mind, in the heart, and in the body. Take one more big breath here, wherever you're at. With our next inhale, we're going to start to reach the arms out and up towards the sky, pressing the palms together, bringing hands down into the heart. We're going to move through that 2 more times here, nice and easy. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, hands down into the heart. One more time. Inhale, nice big lift. Exhale down to heart center. We're going to bring hands down to the knees. We're going to start to find a little bit of cat-cow movement in this seated shape. So as we inhale, heart presses forward, head lifts a little bit here. And then exhale, chin tucks down to the chest as you start to round the back. And we'll just move through these shapes a few times here. Inhale to find that lift. Exhale to round it out. You can keep this kind of back and forth movement happening. If you want to add a little extra, maybe you move to the side as you roll back and then rolling to the other side. Find this kind of torso roll movement. If you get into that and it's just not feeling happy, then just bring it right back to that nice, easy cat-cow shape. And if you're doing this roll, we're just gonna flip it and reverse it. Head back the other direction. And then wherever you're at, we're gonna make our way back to that nice neutral spine. Sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna inhale, reach those hands up towards the sky. Hands to heart center. Heart continues to lift up as the thumbs come down to the chest. We're gonna tilt back on those hips, kicking those feet out for just a moment in this boat pose. And then we're just gonna cross the legs the other way that feels a little weird, settle right back into our seat. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, pulls the elbows apart, finding that cactus arm shape. Mondays are definitely days where we need a little virtual high-fiving here. So settling into this cactus arm shape. We're gonna start to press the forearms towards each other. And then bringing them right back out. We're gonna move through that 2 more times here. So really kind of moving slowly as if you're pressing through something that's sticky or slow motion moving to really feel that engagement. Bringing it right back out, keeping the core engaged. One more time, pressing those forearms towards each other. Pressing it right back out. Nice big reach here. We're gonna start to twist towards the right knee. Hands are gonna drop down into this little moment of twist. So settling in for your breath, staying nice and tall through the spine. That left hand will be on the knee. We're gonna start to reach that right arm up and over, finding that nice long side stretch. And then bring it right back up, just bringing those fingertips to touch down behind you. We're gonna move through that 2 more times. Inhale finds that nice big reach and stretch. Exhale brings that hand right back down. One more time. Taking that hand back. Both hands to the sky. Twisting towards that other knee, hands are going to drop down. And again, taking a moment to settle in here. So spine is nice and tall, feeling that twist and that openness to the chest. Right hand will be on that knee. We're going to start to reach that left arm up and over. And then bringing those fingertips right back behind you. 2 more times just like that. Inhale to find that side stretch. Exhale to bring those fingertips right back down. Once more. Both hands to the sky. Pulling those elbows apart. We're going to press the forearms towards each other. Pulling them back apart. 2 more times just like that. Feeling this movement of shoulder blades on the back. Feeling that openness through the collarbones and the chest. Once more, pressing those forearms towards each other. Opening it back up. Little high five moment. Nice big reach. Hands are going to come to heart, and we're going to make our way over into our table. So getting set up, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to take a couple rounds of our cat-cow here. So inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, pressing away. Just moving through this a couple times, feeling that connection of movement and breath. We'll start to settle into our nice flat tabletop shape here. We're going to start to press that right foot back behind us. So toes are going to stay down on the ground to start. Just finding this moment of pause. Getting long through that back heel. We'll start to float that foot any amount up off the ground here. And then we're going to cross it behind us. So it's coming to the outside edge of the mat and just looking over that left shoulder. And then bringing the head back to center, bringing that foot back up. We're going to bend the knee and pull that knee up towards the right elbow. Maybe it gives a little tap, kicking it back out, crossing it over. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Hugging that knee up towards the elbow, pressing it back out, crossing it over. 1 more, pressing that knee towards the elbow, finding that cross. Just pausing here for a moment, looking over that left shoulder, feeling that side body stretch. And then we'll bring that leg right back in, finding our table. Inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, pressing away. Left toes are going to head back behind us. So pausing here for a moment, lengthening through that heel. Crown of the head reaches forward. We'll start to float that back foot, pausing for a moment. And then we're going to cross it behind us, looking over that right shoulder. Bringing it up, bending that knee, pulling it up towards the elbow, kicking it back out, finding that cross behind us. We'll do that 2 more times. Taking it nice and slow, keeping it easy. Just saying hello to our hips this evening. 1 more time. Next time that you settle into that cross behind you, just pause for a breath or 2, looking over that right shoulder, feeling that length through the side body. We'll bring it right back to table. Inhale, drops the belly, lifts the heart. Exhale, rounding it back. Settling back into that tabletop, we're going to start to tuck the toes here, lifting the hips up and back, settling into our down dog. We're going to spend just a couple breaths here. You can bend into the knees, walking it out a little bit. Any little movements to get the body moving, get things feeling good in this shape. We'll start to settle into stillness in this down dog, heels pressing back. We're gonna lift up onto our tiptoes, rolling forward just a little. And then as you press the heels back, pressing them towards the back right corner of the mat, pressing the hips back. And we'll inhale back through center. This time as you press the heels back, pressing the heels towards that back left corner. Inhaling back through center, heels will head straight back here. If it makes sense in the body, right foot reaches up and back. We're gonna step it all the way forward. Staying up on those back toes, if that makes sense in the body, we're coming all the way up. Nice big reach, hands to the sky. And just settling in to this shape for a breath. So feeling connected in the feet, feeling nice and solid in our foundation. We're gonna inhale, straighten that front knee. Exhale finds a little bit of bend. We're gonna move in that a couple times. Inhale to find that lift. Exhale to bend the knee. Settling back into that high lunge here. We're gonna pull those elbows apart, finding that cactus arm shape. And then starting to press the forearms towards each other. And maybe you find just a little lean forward. Still staying really active through that back foot. We'll pull the elbows apart, staying in this kind of tipped over shape. One more time, pressing the forearms towards each other. Opening it right back up. Bringing the body up, nice big reach. Hands are gonna come down around the foot. Any way you wanna get there, we're stepping it back, down dog. With our inhale, rolling forward, finding plank. Knees are gonna drop. Heart pulls forward, elbows bend straight back as you lower. Untucking those toes. Big shrug of the shoulders, baby cobra. We'll roll right back down. Pressing it back through table. Tucking toes, lifting hips, down dog. If it makes sense, left foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward. Again, taking a moment to have the feet set up, nice big reach, hands to the sky. Settling in to the shape for a moment. I'm being gentle with my right leg. So if you see me modify, that's why. Again, this is an invitation to always modify if you need to be a little extra cautious with some body parts. We're gonna find that lift and lower. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale to bend the knee. 2 more times just like that. We'll pull those elbows apart, pressing the forearms towards each other, and then we're gonna start to take that little lean forward. So what we're trying to do here is still keep everything really engaged. We don't wanna start to kind of like round into everything. So forearms are pressing toward each other, core is still staying nice and engaged here. We're gonna pull those arms apart. One more time, pressing it in. Pulling them back out. Bringing everything up, nice big reach. Hands are gonna come down around the foot. We're just gonna step that back foot forward, forward fold. Keeping a nice deep bend in the knees here, just hanging out for a moment. We're gonna keep that nice bend in the knees. Find your happiest Monday night yoga face. We're sitting right on back into our chair. So hands are just gonna come to heart. We're gonna keep this chair easy. And as always, you are in charge of what your chair looks like. So if it's standing desk, that works for me. If you're gonna get crazy and sit super low, you can. You can find that happy medium. One more breath wherever you're at. And then straightening those legs, nice big reach, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Hands are gonna come to shins or tops of thighs. Nice flat back. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll move through that one more time here. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're gonna stay here, hands at heart. Start to shift weight into that left foot. Right knee is gonna start to make its way up. So maybe you keep toes closer to the ground, or you find kind of a happy medium. Pausing here in this little moment of balance. And then we're gonna start to send that foot back behind us, stepping into that high lunge. And then hands are gonna reach up to the sky. Pausing for a breath. We're gonna pull those elbows apart. Start to press the forearms towards each other. So maybe this time you wrap that right arm underneath the left. So hands can come to shoulders. You can find this little moment of hug, or you can press the backs of the hands together or wrap the arms completely. So you choose what your shoulders are needing tonight, whatever feels the happiest. We're gonna inhale, start to take those hands up towards the sky, or maybe those elbows, any amount. And then start to round it in and tuck forward any amount. So we're gonna move through this a couple times. Inhale finds that lift, whether you're in that hug or the eagle arm shape, and then start to round down. One more time. And we'll bring it right back up, unwrapping those arms, a nice big reach. Hands are gonna come down around the foot, taking it back, down dog. We're gonna move through that vinyasa together one more time. Inhale to roll forward to plank. Knees can stay lifted or you can drop them. Heart pulls forward as you lower. You can stay in that low cobra. Maybe you press up any amount more. And then we'll send it back, down dog. If it makes sense, left foot reaches up and back. We're gonna step it forward. Coming on up, hands to the sky. Hands are gonna come to heart. We're gonna start to find a little tilt or lean forward. We're just stepping that back foot forward, saying a cute little hello to chair pose, and then all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands are gonna come to heart. This time we're shifting weight into that right foot, left knee's coming up. So pausing here for a moment, finding that moment of balance, a little bit of control. And then as you're ready, sending that foot back behind you, stepping into your lunge. Hands reach up. We're gonna pull those elbows apart, starting to press those forearms towards each other. This time that left arm is gonna go underneath. So same options. You can find that hug. You can wrap the hands or press the backs of the hands towards each other. Pausing here for a moment. And then we'll start to find that movement. Inhale finds that lift up any amount. Exhale, hugging it in, rounding it out. 2 more times, just like that. Maybe you pause in one or the other if that is feeling like a more happy moment for you. And then we'll bring it right back up. Unwrapping those arms, nice big reach. Hands are gonna come down around the foot, stepping it back, down dog. This round you have 5 breaths, your choice. So maybe you find that vinyasa or movement. Maybe you settle into table or child's pose, find a little moment of stillness or pause. Maybe you find your beverage of choice. Take a little moment for a sip. You choose what you need. We'll all start to settle back into our down dog. If it makes sense, right foot reaches up and back, stepping it forward, coming all the way up. Hands are gonna come to heart. We'll start to find that little lean or momentum forward, and we're just stepping it in to our chair. Pausing here for a breath. And then all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing here for a moment. Hands can stay at heart. You can bring hands down at your sides. Maybe letting the eyes close or gaze drift to the floor. Coming back to that little bit of awareness. Checking in with the body and the breath. We'll start to blink the eyes open. Inhale, nice big reach. Gonna keep those hands reaching up towards the sky. Start to shift weight into that right foot. Left knee is gonna come up. And then we're just gonna set that foot down on the other side of the right foot. So we'll turn to face you so you can see what we're doing here. So lifting that left knee up and then setting it down on the other side of the foot. So you wanna make sure that feet are firmly planted as much as possible. So maybe you stagger the feet a bit here. We're just finding a little bit of a cross in the feet in any way. And then we're gonna use the right hand to grab the left wrist and then just reach up and over. Still pressing firmly through the feet, finding that nice long side body stretch here. We'll bring the hands back to center. Gonna lift that knee back up and then bring it down to the mat. Same thing other side here. So shifting weight into that left foot, right knee's coming up. And we're going to start to put that foot down on the other side. So whether the pinkies are lined up or if it's staggered a little bit, still lengthening through the whole body here. And then using that left hand to grab the right wrist, reaching up and over. Breathing a little extra space into the side body. We'll bring those hands back to center. Bring that knee back up, both feet on the ground. Hands are going to come to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot's going to step back, planting that back heel, coming all the way up, warrior one. And then we're just opening it up, warrior two. Taking a moment to get settled in the legs here, finding that front heel, back arch alignment, knees stacked over the ankle, arms are reaching nice and long. We're going to inhale, straighten that front knee, arms reach up, warrior two. One more time, inhale to lift, warrior two. Flipping that front palm, finding our reverse. Bringing it back through warrior two, forearm to thigh. That top arm can reach straight up, or maybe you start to press it forward. Bringing it right back up, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to start to turn towards the front of the mat, popping up onto those back toes. Shifting weight into that front foot, that back knee is going to come all the way up in towards the heart. And then setting it down to meet the other. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Left foot stays, right foot steps back. We're going to plant that back heel. Coming on up, warrior one. And then we're opening it up, warrior two. Again, taking a moment to check in with the feet. Feeling solid in this shape. Inhale, straightens that front knee. Finding that warrior two. One more time here. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. Flipping that front palm, finding our reverse. Bringing it back, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Same options, that top arm can reach straight up, or maybe you start to press it forward. Bringing it right back up, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart again as we start to turn towards the front of the mat. Popping up onto those back toes. We'll start to shift the weight forward, bringing that foot up, knee comes up towards the chest, and then both feet on the ground. Inhale, nice big reach. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to shift weight into that right foot. The left knee's coming up towards the heart. So pausing here for a moment. We're going to start to cross that leg like you're sitting in a chair. Just crossing it over the other. Maybe toes come down to the ground. That's an option. And then wherever you're at, maybe you just find a little moment of chair. Just for a moment. We'll start to straighten that standing leg. That left knee is coming back up towards the heart, and we're sending it back behind us, stepping that foot back, planting that back heel, opening it up, warrior two. Pausing here for a moment. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. One more time, reaching up. Warrior two. Flipping that front palm, finding our reverse. Coming forward, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Bringing it back, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart. We're going to start to turn forward, popping up onto those back toes, settling into this lunge. Pulling it out into that cactus arm shape. We're going to start to bring that right arm underneath the left. Same options. Maybe you find that hug or you find that wrap of the hands. And then we're going to start to find just a little tilt or lean forward. So still powering through that back leg, feeling that little bit of core engagement here. We'll just gently unwrap the arms, hands come down around the foot, and we're stepping it back, down dog. 5 breaths, your choice. Maybe you move through that vinyasa, maybe you pause for a moment, catch your breath, find your beverage. We'll settle back into that down dog. Nice deep bend to the knees, looking forward between the hands, just taking a walk or a hop forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands are going to come to heart. We'll start to shift weight into that left foot. Right knee is coming up. Pausing here for a moment. And then we're going to start to find that little bit of leg cross. So same options, toes can come down to the mat. Maybe you wrap that foot and then sitting down into any little bit of chair. And then we'll just gently start to unwrap that foot. And we're going to send it all the way back. Stepping into that lunge. Dropping that back heel, warrior two. Inhale to lift. Warrior two. One more time, reaching up. Warrior two. Finding that reverse. Bringing it forward, extended side angle. Bring it right back up, warrior two. Hands are going to come to heart, turning towards the front of the mat, popping up onto those back toes, settling into your lunge. We'll pull those elbows apart. Pressing the forearms towards each other, left arm's coming underneath the right. So same options, you can find that hug. Maybe you wrap the hands. And then we're going to start to find that little tilt forward. So still powering through the back leg. Core is staying engaged. We'll unwrap the arms, bringing them down to the mat, stepping it back, down dog. 5 breaths, your choice, movement or stillness. We'll settle right back in to our down dog. Bending into the knees, looking forward between the hands, walking or hopping forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding forward. Inhale, reaches all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to come into the same kind of little run through of shapes, just a little extra add on here. So inhale, nice big reach. Hands are going to come to heart. Shifting weight into that left foot, right knee comes up. We're going to start to send that foot back behind us, stepping into our lunge. Pulling those elbows apart here. We're going to start to wrap that left arm underneath the right. So maybe you find that hug or you wrap the hands. If this is a lot, you can also just press forearms towards each other. And we're going to find that little lean or tilt forward. So if you're not wanting to have both feet or one foot leave the ground here, you can stay. If you want to find a little moment of flight, we're going to start to shift that weight forward, coming up into our warrior 3. Always the option to do less. Wherever we're at, we're going to bring that right knee up towards the heart, touching down if you need to. Unwrapping the arms, nice big reach. Bringing that foot down. Hands to heart. Inhale, nice big reach. Hands to heart. We're going to shift weight into that right foot. Left knee comes up. When you're ready, sending it back, stepping into that lunge. Pulling those elbows apart. We're going to find that wrap, right arm under left. Same options here. Maybe you settle into that hug. Maybe you just press the forearms together. Finding that little tilt or lean forward. Option to stay. Or if you want to find that flight, shifting the weight forward as you lift that leg up any amount. And it counts as flying the moment that that back foot leaves the ground. So even if it's still kind of hovering, that's okay. Wherever you're at, we're going to bring that left knee all the way up, unwrapping the arms, nice big reach. Both feet on the ground. Hands to heart. Just placing hand over heart, allowing the eyes to close, gaze to drift to the floor. Settling back into the breath here. Back into that little bit of awareness. We have one last round of a little bit of standing balance posture to put everything together, and then we'll settle into some chill. Start to blink the eyes open, lift the gaze. Hands are just going to come down at our sides. So we've been building lots of pieces for Eagle. So that's what we're going to kind of put all together here. Always with the option to do less or do more, whatever you're needing out of this last little moment of practice. So making sure feet are firmly planted to start. We're going to start with hands at heart and start to shift weight into that left foot, bringing that right knee up. So we're going to kind of slowly build this. So lots of opportunities or areas to pause where you need to maybe pause and breathe and hang out. So we're going to start to find that leg cross. So whether that's toes on the ground or if you're wrapping that foot on the calf. And then from here, maybe you start to sit any amount down into your chair. And you have the option to stay and hang out here. This is enough. It's a one-legged chair, so I think that Monday can now be complete since you are now standing on one foot in a chair pose. So we're going to start to bring hands to cactus arms if you're wanting a little more. You have the option to stay if this is happy. Or you're going to start to bring that left leg. No, your legs are staying where they're at. Your arms, your right arm is going to drop underneath your left. So you can come into that hug, or you can press the backs of the palms towards each other, or maybe find that wrap. Staying here if that feels happy. If you're wanting more, maybe you start to bowl those elbows down towards the knees, any amount, kind of rounding it out, hugging it in. And then wherever you're at, we're just gonna really dramatically let everything go, kick it out. You can do a little dance, shake it up a little bit. And then start to settle back into both feet on the ground, nice solid starting point. So pausing here for a breath. Hands are gonna come to heart. We'll start to shift weight into that right foot, left knee comes up. Again, pausing if you need to. As you're ready, finding that cross of the legs, same options. You can kickstand it. You can wrap that foot. And then maybe you start to sit into your chair. Again, you can stay here. If you want more, finding that cactus arm shape, we'll just all virtually high five each other for standing on one foot while being in chair pose. So you have the option to stay here, or you can start to find that wrap. So maybe you come into that hug. Maybe you wrap the hands any amount. Breathing wherever you're at. If you want to start to hug it in, pulling those elbows down, that's an option. And wherever you're at, we're going to find that really dramatic send off, shaking it out, dancing it out. Inhale, nice big reach. Folding forward. Halfway lift. Folding forward. Bending the knees a lot here. We're going to grab opposite elbows. Let everything hang out. Maybe find a little sway side to side. And then we'll release the elbows, keeping that deep bend in the knees. We're going to bring the hands down to the mat and just start to step our way back into down dog. So you have a moment here. If you want to get one more vinyasa in, that's an option. We're all going to come to me in child's pose eventually. So if you want to just get there, knees are going to go wide. Hips will press all the way back. And just settling into this shape in a way that allows you to really settle in. So if the forehead's not quite coming all the way down to the mat, you can stack the fists on top of each other, stack the arms to create a little bit of cushion. And then just start to settle into the shape. Just beginning to breathe really deeply if you've lost that rhythm of breath. And then we'll just gently start to press our way up. We're going to make our way all the way down to our backs. So if you are going to use a blanket for the end of class, just make sure it's handy in a reachable spot. And then we're not going to do that extra cute core work to get here. If you're wanting it, you can do it. If not, just head all the way down to the back, keeping the feet planted once you're there. Knees are bent. And we're going to start to bring that left ankle to cross over the right knee, finding this kind of figure four shape in the legs. And just finding a little bit of pause here. So hands can come out to the sides any amount. If that cactus arm shape is comfortable for you, that's an option as well. And you can be nice and still here. You can find a little sway or movement side to side. You have the option to stay here if this is enough and this feels good. If you're wanting a little bit more, you can start to press the legs up towards the body here. So you can do this just by using the power of the legs. If you like that more supported version of using the hands to pull the legs in, that's an option as well. But if you're happy keeping the arms nice and free here, just using that right leg to press the legs up towards the body any amount. And again, just settling back into the breath. And this can be in stillness, or you can find a little movement side to side. Choosing what you need and leaving what you don't. If that foot is lifted, we'll just start to bring it right back down to the mat. We're just going to slide that left leg all the way over. So the legs are kind of crossed like you would have if you're sitting in a chair. Hands will be out to the side if they're not already there. And then we're just going to start to drop the legs over towards the right. So settling in to a little bit of twist here. If this is just your least favorite version of a twist, feel free to adjust and settle into one where the legs are not crossed or whatever you're needing from this kind of supine shape. And again, just settling in here for a couple breaths. Using the breath to find a little more depth to the shape and the stretch. And then wherever you're at, we'll just gently start to bring the legs back to center, releasing that left foot down to meet the right. Same thing other side here. So right foot is going to cross over that left knee, finding that figure four shape. And just taking a moment to pause here. So before you add on or even find movement side to side, just settle into the shape and the sensations that are already happening. And if you want that little bit of sway, you can start to add that in. Again, finding a shape to the arms that feels comfortable, feels connected to the mat and the ground. And then if you want that little bit of extra stretch here, you can start to press the legs up towards the body. So again, if you want to use the hands for that, that's an option. If you're comfortable leaving the hands out of it, just using the power of the legs, feel free to do that as well. Breathing into the shape wherever you're at. And if that foot is lifted, we'll start to bring it back down to the mat. And then just crossing that right leg over the left. And then taking those legs over to the left as well. So settling into that twist on the other side. Again, if this version's just not your favorite option, you can always bring the legs back, hug them in and take them over. You can take that kind of wide-legged version, dropping the knees over. So choosing what you need, settling in to this shape, using the breath to breathe a little extra space where it's needed. We'll start to bring the legs back to center, releasing that foot down to the ground. Taking any other shapes or movement that you need before you settle in. If you're ready, maybe you grab your blanket and get kind of cozy. If you prefer to be in a seated shape like we began class, that's an option as well. Just settling in to a shape that feels comfortable and supported. And as you get down into that kind of stillness and quiet, just gently coming back to that little bit of awareness. Checking back in with the body, those areas that maybe needed a little extra love or attention. Bringing that awareness back to the breath. Maybe revisiting the intention that you had for your practice and how it was able to serve you this evening. Maybe how it can carry you into the rest of your week. And just giving yourself some time and space to kind of release and relax into the stillness and the quiet. Wherever you're at, just starting to bring your attention and awareness back to the space, allowing the breath to deepen in the body. Maybe little movements in fingers and toes, gentle sway of the head, side to side. And taking as much time as you need here to kind of bring yourself back. When you're ready, rolling to either side, and then just making your way to a comfortable seat. Eyes closed, hands at heart center. I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight for a little yoga, a little community, and a really lovely way to start a new week. The light within me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here for practice tonight. I will say that as I was settling everyone into Shavasana, I just wish I had like a universal light switch because I wanted to turn my lights off here, thinking that your lights would be turned off too, but that's not how it works. But anyway, thank you for being here. As always, if you have any donations that you care to share, we greatly appreciate it. Info for that is in the class link and on the website, so check that out. Yay, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Karen. So good to see. Yay, I'm glad that was what you needed. Thank you, Pam. So yes, so donations we greatly appreciate. We will be back on the live stream on Saturday. Yulia will be teaching that class at 10 a.m. So if you're needing a little weekend Kickstarter, we'll be here for you for that. And then next week we're back at it on Monday night. So feel free to join. Yay! Yay, Jenna. I'm glad you enjoyed your flight lessons. But yes, thank you all again so much. I thank you, Muni. Thank you, Danny. Yay! Thank you, Mickey. This was definitely what I needed tonight. So I hope that's what you needed as well. Yay! Ooh, moonlight class. Okay, Catherine, that was the right thing to do. Again, have a lovely evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Yay! Bye, Ayako. Thank you. Cheers, all.